small steps every day, small footsteps every day. This is another way of saying grow every day. And I think this is probably one of the most important principles to live by, because I think it changes, you can see that you're trying to conquer this mountain, or run this marathon, or do something, write a 12 book series, this type of thing. But you never really get so caught up on the audacity of the big things that you become incapable of moving forward. Because every day you make small footsteps forward, you chip away at things. And honestly, all of the things that I've achieved in my life that I think other people have told me, wow, how are you able to do this? How did you get here? Or how did this? And it's pretty much the same story, as I just persevere. I just, like doing this podcast tonight. I'm a little tired. Taylor is off doing other things. He's actually working on probably more important stuff. So he's definitely not taking the night off. But it'd be very easy for me to say, okay, I'm just gonna take a night off and rest. And I think that given the week that we've had, it'd be very easy for me to do that. But I really do try to follow this philosophy of the small footsteps every day. It gives me a certain sense of accomplishment that makes all of the kind of the bad stuff, the struggles, the challenges, the difficulties, it makes them all seem so much smaller. And, they say, like, one of the things that you can do that's really helpful for you becoming a successful person or able to start achieving your goals are very simple things, like make your bed in the morning, or do some exercise, or empty the dishwasher. Like, very little things that have sort of seemingly no consequence. And I really subscribe to this. And I think the reason why it's so effective is those small pieces of this satisfaction that you get, or at least I get, from accomplishing things in this piecewise fashion. Small stuff. Like today, I actually did sort of clean the house a little bit, and I cut Merle's hair, and I think I ran the dishwasher. These things that might seem silly, I think we make a mental note that I'm moving forward, and it gives us this positive sense of things where your whole world can feel kind of like it's spiraling out of control. This is not happening, and that's not happening, and you didn't get the job that you wanted, or you didn't get to the school you wanted, or the code that you're writing doesn't work, and you can just end up really sort of beating yourself up pretty unfairly. And I find that if you follow the small footsteps every day, all of the failures that you may be going through, and by the way, I think that failures are probably one of the best things that can happen to us, because when we fail, those are usually the moments that we're learning the most. This can be very hard to really lean into, to really believe. But I do really think that this is the stuff we should be leaning into. We should be seeking out, that if all we do are things that we're successful in, there's a really good chance, I think, that we're probably not pushing ourselves as hard as we can, that we might want to push ourselves. We might want to aim a little bit higher and endure some failures. In fact, when I was at Intel Labs, one of my mentors, Rich Ulig, he would talk about how if the labs ever got to a point where all research efforts for the year were successful, we have probably failed. And his point was we should never be 100% successful, because if we are, it means that we're probably not taking enough risks. We're probably not pushing the boundaries as much as we should. And so when I suffer these failures, and believe me, I'm suffering these failures on a daily basis, I'm reminded of this is good, because if I was just playing it safe, I would just be succeeding in all these things. And I don't know that that's going to help me grow and give my life the meaningfulness that I really want it to have, as we have on this list. So, however, it's nuanced, right? And if all you do is fail, if the only thing that you experience is this ongoing sense of sort of suffering and inability to complete some of these important things that you set your mind out to, it may be very easy to become wildly disheartened and give up. And that's why I think the small footsteps every day can be really helpful, is that they give you something to, I can achieve this. And even if my papers are getting rejected for grad school, I can go do some exercise. I can walk the dog. I can send those emails that I needed to send. I can write 50 lines of code, or I can code for a few hours.